Hello and welcome to Stitches and Jacks. I am an empty nester. Let's do the admin first. I'm an empty nester. I live in the northwest of England with my husband. We have 3 children between us, and I'm just counting them, 5 grandchildren. So yeah, I'm blessed with 2 daughters and a stepson and all their lovely partners. We have 5 Jack Russells. We have mum, mine, Princess Bronte, who is up here. So we're going to have a little chew, darling. Oh, she's just come in. Let me just give her a little chew, a little treat. There, sweetheart. Good girl. Go in a basket. Yeah, so, well, welcome. I just come on to, well, a little apology in the first instance, just to say I'm really sorry that I stopped May vlogs about halfway through, but it was for family reasons and my hay fever, which was horrendous last week. Yeah, so we had we're privileged to have our daughter-in-law and her son, or our stepson, yeah, their child, Reuben, to come and stay with us, and it was just lovely. But I'm way too old to have a 17-month-old full time. But it was lovely. So it took up a lot of my time with my hay fever, and something I had to give. So unfortunately, it was my vlogging. So I do apologise, but I'm back, yay! And I hope that I'm going to be back for the last week. It is Wednesday, the 24th of May. Now I should know that. Mr. Jackson and I were supposed to go food shopping. I think we're at 3 weeks. We haven't been food shopping. And we got up this morning, the pair of us, and we both talked ourselves out of it. So we're going Friday. But yeah, so I thought, come on, have a cup of tea and a chat. And I've got my herbal, been very good. But I'm running out of herbal, so I've got it's pucker after dinner, a delicious balance of sweet fennel, roast chicory and cardamom. All there. So I thought I'd sit down and have a cup of tea. I'm up here my sewy sort of crafty. Oh, actually that's quite nice. And as it's Wednesday, I'm a Girls Brigade leader. And so Wednesday is, normally sort of prep for what we're going to do, if I haven't already done it. And last week, we were looking at sort of mental health and perhaps the language you use, emojis, the language you use, and I gave them a couple of tasks to do about what they thought of themselves and what they thought of each other. Oh my word, did they blow us away. So they have asked this week, as it's the end of term, if they can just have like a pamper night and wear their pyjamas. I said, of course you can. So another reason I wasn't able to be here as well is I had some safeguarding training, which is something it's a matter of fact that you update, every few years. And it was really good. So we come away sort of, brimming with ideas and things. Yeah, really good. So last night we're tired, Mr. Jackson and I, because we went out. We had date night. So we went out to an Italian, which we haven't been, it's pre-COVID, so it's years. So we had a lovely Italian meal. I'm not really keen on pizza. Everybody else is, but bar me. But I ordered a pizza, which my husband was so shocked at. I think it was called a Delizia. I'm not sure. Italian, I'm not great at Italian pronunciations, but it was a thin pizza with cheese on and sun-dried tomatoes, mozzarella, walnuts, and then sort of sliced pear, but only, there was about 5 slices, I think, on the whole pizza. Oh my word, it was delicious. It was so light and fresh. Yeah, really nice. So we'll put it on our list. I'm going to make it, have a go at making it in the next couple of weeks. And I've been busy. Do you have a day where you plan to do something, you don't do it, but you end up doing something and then you slide down a rabbit hole? So I've been cleaning. So emptying the, just sort of rearranging the fridge, emptying it, and not that it was a lot of waste, there wasn't, but wiping everything down. And from there I went to the pantry. Well, pantry, it sounds very grand, it's 2 cupboards. And sorted that out. I've sorted half one side, let's just say. Yeah, I was a bit like, my word, this is taking me forever. And we've got a couple of drawers that we kind of a treat drawer and like, I don't know, an overflow drawer. So I sort of did that. So I'm feeling very pleased with myself, shall I say. Have you noticed my t-shirt? What does this say? Oh, yeah, Little Miss Fabulous. Look at this. I've got a pair of jogging pants, not jogging pants, gym pants on today that they needed to be worn before they can go in the wash. I thought, what can I wear with it? And I just put this on. I treated myself to it for World Book Day. Fred and I, he's my second grandson. I introduced him to the Mr. Men books and he absolutely loves them. So I bought all of them, Mr. Men t-shirts, and I got this one for me. And this is what I feel like today. I'm a little Miss Fabulous because all my cupboards are clean, and my freezer and my fridge. I keep laughing at myself, thinking, my word. Simple things. I was telling you, wasn't I, about our date night. So we went out and we went for this meal, and then we went to the theatre. And we went to see, let's see if I can remember. It was something totally different. Where is she? Oh, found it before. May. Oh, it was like a, how does it describe it? Like a lecture, like a talk, and it was Emma Kenny's The Serial Killer Next Door, one of the UK's most notable psychological therapists and crime commentators, discusses what creates a serial killer. And we find that the psychology really, really interesting. So we went with an open mind, and it was absolutely fascinating and so lovely to do something different. Oh my word, my eye looks really sore. I hope any of you who are suffering from hay fever, I hope you're doing well. I've been working on, started work on my sampler quilt, and I think I should have started that in January. But for one thing and another, I mean, not being well, I wasn't able to go, for a few weeks, so I've fallen behind. But I thought, hey ho, got the summer coming up. Hopefully, I'll have some more time, and I'll start. So I'll just grab my stuff, and I can show you. All right, I'm organised now. So I've got the sampler quilt book, which is by Lynn Edwards. So anybody that's in the quilting world, she's English, UK, so you would know her. And the idea is that you make all these different, or you make a selection of blocks which teaches you a new skill with each block, and you come up with like a quilt. You could do a quilt using just one block, two, whatever sort of takes your fancy, and as many blocks as you would like. So I have that, and every block has a meaning. So I've done an easy one. I thought, I'm not sure if I really want to put this in my quilt, because I've been quilting like for a few years. Perhaps it's too easy for me. But as I was reading it, she was saying that if your 1/4 inch is right, it'll measure such and such. Which I was like, oh, okay, let's see if I can do it, and it did. So please, I've passed that bar. And this is called the railroad fence, I think, and this is very famous, like in America, when the slave trade, when they were trying to assist the slaves that managed to get away, and all of the men, like, they'd hang their quilts outdoors, and they would mean different things. And correct me if I'm wrong, but like if it was a safe house, if you had to watch out for, like, if the the army, I suppose, whoever they'd sent out to try and trace these people, where they would have to go next to be sort of safe, all that kind of thing. So this is just, let me just get one strip. So it's just a 2.5 inch strip by however long, however wide your fabric is, which is normally, is it 36? So you sew all those together. Show you one I did earlier. So you would sew them like this together. Yeah, sew them like this together, and if you look on the back, you iron to one side, and you can see my 1/4 inch. Iron that, and then you just chop it in different ways. Chop that, and then you turn it in different ways. So instead of having just stripes, so you've got, where am I looking at? So you have, yeah, one vertically, or I'm challenged, one vertically, one horizontal, and then you alternate it at the other side. And I really like that. I'm trying to be good and use my fabric. And I've been practicing a lot. This is why I'm also so far behind as well, rather than, oh, I can't cut into my nice fabric, let me have something out the scrap bag. So, and I'm looking for like an old-fashioned quilt. So I like those colours. And then I did a trip around the world, which those of you long-time viewers will have known that I did one made for my husband. It's still not finished. I've still got to sew the binding on. I've got about 3 sides, I think, to fill. So that's my trip around the world, and you start in the centre and it just goes round. And these are 2.5 inch squares. The quilt I made, we used the strip method, but this was a different method that you had to cut the squares out individually and then sew them back together. So I really like that. That's 2. I'm aiming to do, is it 12? I think I'm going to do 12. So I've got 10 to go. And there is a shop in a couple of towns away from us. A quilt, you can go and buy your material. And the guy that owns it, he does what's called like a jelly roll, if you're familiar to quilting. I don't think I've got one. No, I think they've been put away. Wow, put something away. So it's half a jelly roll. So I think it's 20 strips. So it's 2.5 inches, and that's like the pack. I'm going to hold it that way so you can see. So that's the pack, and I'm just pulling different bits out and using those. Plus I'm also using, bear with me, the quilt that I made for Bonnie for a birthday. What I had planned to go on the back, it wasn't wide enough, and if I cut it in half and sewed it back together again the opposite way, it still wouldn't be wide enough. So I had to use something different, which was this. So you can see my seam here. I had 3 meters of this. That's my seam. So I've kept it to one side, and I've been chopping it up and using that. So it's in my trip around the world, and all those pieces were like just little offcuts, so I didn't even have to break into my big pieces. So I was like, right, that's good. I'm going to put my book under the material, and then I wanted to do what's called, well, Grandma's fan. I'd have to have a Grandma's fan, wouldn't I? 59. So this is it. So this is Grandma's fan. And normally you would do this as an applique, but the book shows you how to sew it onto your machine. And it's, yeah, you've got little, didn't see that, did you, that page? Only 10%, I think I'll be right, copyright. So you have this piece here, your 1/4 semicircle, and then these are called blades. And you have 6 blades, and then you put it onto a bigger piece. So this is where I've come unstuck, because I'm a bit mean sometimes with my material. That's my blade out of the book, but this is, so I was trying to cut it, yeah, out of a 2.5 inch strip. Let me just see if I can do it. And it's just out a smidgen. Can you, yeah. Can you see? It's out by that. I thought, oh, it'd be fine. It'd be fine. I really want to put this in my quilt. It's a long while since I've done curved piecing. So these are my pieces that I've chosen. They go really well, apart from it doesn't fit on my fan. And I've done a bit of research, and evidently you can do these as any size that you want to. So I'm wondering now, if I cut another piece of this red out and put it on this side, I'll probably have to trim it, but whether that would work. And I've got this piece this is the curve that it's got to go into. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to do it today because my mind is just, I think, too. I'm going to sit and do that and see how I get on. So, have you been? What have you been up to? What have you been working on? Let me know, like down below, and I'll come back and speak to you later. Bye, my lovelies.